Henry VI was born in December 1420 at Windsor Castle. He would ascend to the throne at the tender age of 9 months following the death of his father, Henry V. His early years were marked by regency and political turmoil as rival factions vied for influence during the period of the Wars of the Roses. The Wars of the Roses profoundly impacted his rule, resulting in his deposition in 1461. Struggling with mental health challenges, Henry faced difficulties in maintaining stability, leading to conflicts between the Lancastrian and Yorkist factions. And despite brief periods of restoration, Henry's life ultimately ended in tragic circumstances in the Tower of London in 1471. With that said, here are 11 interesting facts about Henry VI. Fact number 1. He was deeply religious. Henry abhorred swearing and would never take God's name in vain nor make similar expressions. Fact number 2. So inexperienced with women, contemporaries would say that he would flee at the sight and speech of them. They would comment that he was very innocent and avoided the sight of any naked person. One Christmas, a nobleman brought young ladies with bared chest who were to dance in front of him, but Henry would turn his back and walk out of the room yelling, "For shame." Fact number 3. He was easily manipulated and inattentive. He would grant a squire a manor rent-free after being told by the squire that it was only worth £20 a year, which was a lie. And sometimes he would grant pardons based on petitioners' requests without looking into the veracity of their stories. Fact number 4. When he first met his wife, he would pretend to be a lowly squire delivering her a letter from the king. This was a very common charade that European kings would often perform. And though it would usually go well, sometimes they would go poorly, as in the case of Henry VIII and Anne of Cleves. Fact number 5. He would unintentionally sabotage his own peace talks with the French in 1445. During a speech from his cardinal to the peace ambassadors, Henry would interrupt him and say that he was not friendly enough. Henry would also remove his hat and take each French ambassador by the hand, which was strictly against normal protocol. Unfortunately, this would make Henry look weak and desperate for peace. Fact number 6. He would issue excessive pardons. This would result in lawlessness in his court and in the country. There would be multiple attempts on the life of his treasurer, and though the assassins were known, they weren't arrested. Many women during his reign would be kidnapped, assaulted, and forced to marry their abusers while having no recourse to royal justice. This leniency made the English public lose faith in Henry's authority. He would even pardon the Duke of York after he rebelled against him and had his friends killed. Fact number 7. He was not able to control his household. Unfortunately, many people were able to sneak into Henry's court. Some that weren't even part of the household would infiltrate the king's hall and eat and drink at the king's expense. Many servants would steal food, pots and pans, and resell them for profit. His household was also only meant to have 53 knights according to regulations, but by 1451 there were over 300. Fact number 8. The first time he ever personally led an army was against his own countrymen. Despite the ongoing struggles of the 100 Years' War, Henry had not personally faced battle until an armed band marched from Kent towards London. They were marching due to various complaints about Henry's government and wanted their grievances personally addressed by Henry. Fact number 9. Wanting to show that he wasn't to be taken advantage of, he had forced tenants from towns under the lordship of the Duke of York to come before him naked with nooses around their necks in ice and snow and submit themselves to the king's grace. Fact number 10. The Pope would call him a fool. After agreeing to make the Duke of York his heir, Pope Pius would say that Henry was a man more timorous than a woman and utterly devoid of wit. Fact number 11. When Edward IV returned to London after being briefly dethroned, Henry would enthusiastically embrace him. Believing that he was now safe, he would say, "My cousin of York, you are very welcome. I know my life will not be in danger in your hands." Unfortunately, Henry would later be murdered under Edward's orders. And those are 11 interesting facts about Henry VI. If you enjoyed the video, please be sure to like, subscribe, and comment below. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time.